Zero. Here is Josh in Shaw. Josh, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, hello?
Yeah, Josh, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Okay, my question for the council member is, I'm working on starting a food truck in the district, and my understanding is that the council member is against adding food trucks to the city, and I was wondering why he was taking that stance, considering they're a new revenue stream for the city. It's building more small businesses, and it's the first step in many of us opening up brick-and-mortar businesses in this city and being a contributable part to the city coffers.
I have not taken a position, so your information is incorrect on my being against food trucks. I have not taken a position on that. I have seen both sides of the story where the brick-and-mortar restaurants currently don't like the food trucks coming in and competing against them. On the other side, the point you made is a very good one, too. So we have not actually in the zoning, in the vending regulations that I've been talking to Councilmember Bowser about, we have not put anything in there that bans the food trucks. But we are going to have to address that issue. And I think one of the points is, say you're selling lobster rolls. You can't park your food truck in front of a lobster roll restaurant. And maybe that's how you deal with this.
These are supersized vending. We're used to the hot dog carts on the corner and things like that. We're talking about essentially rolling restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we have to figure out how to deal with it.
Let me be a voice in favor of the food truck people. For the longest time,
this is to be considered a major city.
For the longest time, all you had, the only thing you could buy on the street in this town was a hot dog.
A hot dog, right?
If you go to any other city in this country, you go to Los Angeles, you have wonderful taco trucks, and on every corner you have Korean barbecue. There has been this artificial limit to free enterprise in the food truck realm. I mean, don't you think, Councilmember, that there needs to be some liberalization of?
As I said, if you want to be considered a major city,
as a avid consumer of foodstuffs, as anyone who knows me,
and I think, Mike, that's what we're looking at is how do we do this in a way that doesn't harm the restaurants we currently have, but allows the food trucks to exist because they're very popular. And so we're always finding ourselves in this balance of how do we. It goes back to like the vending, the people selling the jackets that have whatever.
Councilmember, I think
outside of the polo shirts outside the polo store.
I think someone needs to tell the Restaurant Association Metropolitan Washington, which is one of the lobby groups opposing this. I think someone needs to tell them, food trucks can pay dues to them too. If you allow them.
And see, you hit on a good point too. A long time ago, John Wilson and I, but this is the early 1990s, put in place a regulation of how these vending pay taxes, and they have paid $1,500 a year because we could never figure out how much sales tax they were getting, and most of them weren't paying any at all. Now, if we're going to go down this route, we got to figure out how to honestly tax a food truck the same way we tax a restaurant, and not just pay $1,500 a year. So that's what we have to figure it out.